Hi, I'm Paula Harper. I'm a postdoctoral fellow and a musicologist at Washington University in St. Louis. I'd like to thank the PopCon organizers for all of their hard work in putting this virtual conference together, and I look forward to the conversation around this paper and this great panel. In this video, I'm presenting a brief paper entitled The Musical Metadata Hooks of TikTok. The video app TikTok manifests norms of late 2010s social media to their utmost. It's opaque and algorithmically curated, so much so that users create entire swaths of content that attempt to reverse engineer the app's black-boxed operations. It also features as the newest antagonist in a well-rehearsed narrative of nefarious social media data harvesting, here flavored piquantly with a dash of Cold War xenophobia. The platform hums and churns as a crucible of youth culture, and through its creators, users, and algorithms, are reproduced all too familiar patterns of exclusion and asymmetrical elevation. TikTok is generalized as an app for circulating ephemera, viral music, jokes, and dances, but it is also understood to be politically efficacious, catalyzing acts of political engagement and sabotage, efficiently circulating ideology and conspiracy theories. All of the above might be expected of a massively popular social media platform in the late 2010s and early 2020s. As a musicologist, I want to draw attention to a component of the app that's not as standard: the way that, on TikTok, the architecture of virality is structured through the linking, collecting force of the parameter of music and sound. In this talk, I argue that the TikTok platform's use of music and sound as a way to collect, organize, archive virality or viral potential is both a noteworthy phenomenon on its own and the culmination of an argument that I've been making in my broader scholarly work on music and the internet, that online virality has been musical all along. TikTok, more than any other behemoth social media platform in the late 2010s and early 2020s, centers its attention channeling architecture around the micro soundtrack, short audio clips, often but not always excerpted from pre-existing music. And I will suggest in this paper how this centering comes as a culmination of longer histories of digital virality, in which sound and music have been widely instrumentalized to render surveillance, advertising, and the mechanics of digital platform capitalism more palatable. TikTok is a short-form video app, owned at the time of writing and recording this video, at least, by Beijing-based ByteDance. In the US, TikTok was launched in 2018 when ByteDance acquired the similar lip-syncing video app Musical.ly. Content on the platform consists of 1 minute or less videos posted by a range of amateur to professional and quasi-professional users, these latter being influencers, celebrities, brands, etc. The videos are served up in a curated, never-ending mobile scroll. TikTok videos can be narrative, humorous, informative, pedagogical, but probably the most paradigmatic TikTok genres are the lip-synced dance, choreographic, or cinematic challenges that heavily populate the platform. These challenges are effectively memes, as Lemore Schiffman defines them. That is, a group of digital items sharing common characteristics of content, form, and/or stance that were created with awareness of each other and were circulated, imitated, and/or transformed via the internet by many users. TikTok challenges and trends, the app's proprietary memes, have been responsible for launching particular pieces of music, choreography, and of course, a small number of persistent and lucky content creators, to massive popular renown through digital repetition. For example, consider how the Yeehaw Juice meme spurred on Old Town Road's virality. Or consider the controversy around ownership and attribution of the Renegade dance. Talking about challenges necessitates discussion of how they are linked together by the app. What affords the awareness of each other that constitutes Schiffman's second meme characteristic? The standard port of entry for the TikTok platform, where you're automatically dropped when you open the app, is not a profile of yourself or an assemblage of your own creation, a la the standard social media architectures of platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, or Tumblr. Instead, the entry point of the TikTok app is the For You page, a feed populated by TikTok's proprietary black-boxed curation mechanisms. Each user's For You page is served up bespoke and never-ending based on that user's past platform behavior, as well as larger currents of creation and popularity across the app. This is yet another way that TikTok as a platform leans into and accelerates shifting norms and trends of 2010s social media. Here, away from individual feed fashioning and the chronological delivery of posts, and towards a model in which platform-based algorithmic selection and delivery of content are optimized to keep users, as Nick Seaver theorizes, captivated, caught. This trend goes hand in hand with the ongoing refining of large-scale social media platform operations to more effectively incubate digital virality, cyclic constellations of affectful consumption, sharing, and mimetic recreation. The For You page is emblematic of how such norms alter modes of social media content discovery. On TikTok, it is the platform that determines visibility and virality, and any individual user's particular chosen or constructed network of other users or content creators is by design less relevant to their app experience than the lines of flight on any single For You page video module. This leads, on the one hand, to entire genres of videos and think pieces, where users try to reverse engineer aspects of the platform's decision-making. Getting a video onto the For You page of large numbers of users is one of the best and only paths to platform virality. On the other hand, but relatedly, hyperlinking metadata components of individual videos become portals into archives of related but different content. These metadata portals include now standard components like usernames and hashtags, but also on TikTok, they include sound. Each video's sound file is made visible as a set of metadata hyperlinks. When clicked, the file assembles an archive of all other videos using that same sound. A viewer can see a wide variety of visual interpretations of the audio and can easily tap a button within that archive to contribute to it, to make a video accompaniment of their own. In my title, I use the metaphor of hook for what's happening here. Audio files act as hooks to ensnare users more deeply in the TikTok architecture and the experience of its content. Here in this usage, I'm in dialogue with the work of anthropologist Nick Seaver, who has recently compellingly analyzed what he calls the, quote, vernacular captology that is now a defining part of the software industry's professional culture. That is, that software designers, social media engineers, algorithm wranglers are thinking of their creations as traps for users. But hook is also already a musical metaphor used to characterize the nebulously compelling power of catchy musical components within popular songs. TikTok demonstrates how these two meanings of hook can be overlaid in contemporary digital architecture, as musical catchiness reinforces and is reinforced by platform features that encourage repetition and iteration, continuous engagement in a patterned but novel flow. Additionally, performing along with a popular sound is potential virality. The user's video is discoverable in the sounds archive, and the sound's virality increases through the user's contribution. Strategies for engaging with a popular sound are numerous. Exact recreation of an original choreography, or recreation with a twist, an exaggerated performance of gender, national, or regional identity. Doing the dance as a cowboy, or on roller skates, using the sound and perhaps the dance as a vehicle to convey a message or support a narrative using text overlay, or creating something entirely unrelated to the sound just to get your video into the archive. Rhetorics and metaphors of music as an ineffable connective force that brings people together are all too pervasive, but here they are literalized in platform architecture. Across videos, sound and music work to ensnare user attention and behavior, even as they construct digital communities of shared affect and practice. But of course, despite the visual of even, equal, rectangular contributions to the audiovisual archive, As scholars like Tarleton Gillespie note, platforms are not level, not neutral. TikTok's use of music and dance manifests recurring systemic problems of attribution and asymmetrical awarding of attention and capital. Similar to what Wayne Marshall has reported in his work on social dance and Fortnite, TikTok benefits as a platform from the, quote, spectacular reach and resonance of Black social dance in the age of social media, unquote, even as the vast majority of its app-grown celebrities are white, as well as upper middle class, young, and conventionally attractive. And of course, even these asymmetrically successful users' windfall is minor in comparison to the corporate profit of the platform itself, parasitically enriched through the creative labor of its legions of aspiring musicking users. I see TikTok's use of sound as a viral lodestone or hook, sound as a one-to-many node in a viral network, as an intensification of longer histories of virality as musical. I mean that in two ways. One, more metaphorically, in that I understand engaging or participating in virality as listening for a viral phenomenon, which might become apparent through its repetition across the content modules of social media feeds, might get stuck in eyes and heads and awareness like a musical hook. Digital virality spreading nonetheless through involuntary bodily catchiness. But I also mean virality as musical, literally. Music and iteration, musical repetition, these have long been components of online virality and of the viral circulation of online objects. Think of the proliferation of parodic cover videos of Beyonce's Single Ladies or Psy's Gangnam Style. Or go way back to the web rings full of GeoCities sites that imitated the classic 1998 viral object, the hamster dance. Think of musicalized renditions of news events and found footage smartphone videos. These musical versions aren't just responses to viral objects. They are constitutive of virality itself. The process of going viral involves musical participation. I see TikTok's use of sound as the culmination of these longer histories of virality, as being musically repetitive, iterative. And I also see it as the culmination of platforms shifting to facilitate precisely that process, that musicality. Contemporary digital virality as a driving engine of engagement, of captivation on increasingly dominant, interleaved but competing social media platforms draws on music and musicality as a resource for goodwill and palatability, on the pleasure of recognition, of repetition, of individual artistry and communal participation, even as it leverages music's viral capacities to move between bodies, get stuck in them, inhabit them. This is valuable in a media regime where user engagement becomes data and users as data are the product. The acceleration of music and sound as structural linking mechanics of a major social media app comes in the wake of broader changes to what the music industry is as well, from the rise of streaming to the extreme financialization of the music industry, as well as at a time where the precarious gigging logic of musical employment has spread to become nearly a default, and musician is often just one facet of a contemporary viral aspirer's occupational arsenal. As a musicologist who studies the internet and virality, I see the ever-increasing overlap between virality and musicality, between the apparatuses of viral discovery and musical performance, as inevitable, or perhaps as simply the realization of what was fundamentally true from the start. Virality is musical, and TikTok has been coded, composed, and choreographed to keep us hooked. Thanks for watching. Feel free to get in touch with me, and I look forward to the synchronous Q&A.